The other lines are off right now, but I will turn off.
Okay.
Because it'll only get a bunch of extra noise in the mic, so if they're not being used. Alright, I'm going to start your intro now.
No problem.
Why am I having a blank one?
We're good. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Intimacy Chronicles. I am your host, Queen Jackie. To my left.
Yes, I left.
That is Mr. Sensational to my left. He will be joining us during the second half of the show. And I can't wait to hear his input because this is a subject that will probably be close to his heart. And Dr. Love, that is my diva in a sense. So he is fashionably late, as usual. And the Quiet Storm will not be joining us tonight. So right now it's just going to be me holding down the fort.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can do it, yes. Because she's the queen.
She's the queen.
And if you don't know, that's Mr. Sensational over there in the corner singing She's the Queen. So tonight's topic, I guess before I get into tonight's topic, I'm going to piggyback on what we discussed last week at Corinthians. The show at Corinthians was pretty interesting. I enjoyed the live audience participation. That was amazing. They are looking forward to us coming back because we actually got a chance to talk about everything under the sun, and it was phenomenal. One of the things that we were talking about as far as what we like in a relationship, and I have to put this question out to the group. If you're in a relationship and let's say you're the woman and the guy goes out to work every day and you don't necessarily have to work, do you think it's appropriate that that man should come home from a long day's work? You haven't cleaned the house, you haven't cooked, you haven't really done anything all day long. And let's say for argument's sake that you don't have any children. Do you think that that's fair for that man to come home and there's no food on the table and the house isn't clean? Like, what the hell have you done all day? That was one of the situations that we discussed last week. So I want your feedback on that. If you're in a relationship and she doesn't work and you come home and there's no dinner and the house isn't clean, how do you feel about that? It's not happening.
What?
That was one of the things that came up when we were at Corinthians. So I don't understand that because even for me, going to work every day to come home and not cook is not an option. I love to eat, so of course, my significant other is going to be expecting to eat as well. Um, for us, a lot of times I would cook on Sunday for most of the week. So I don't understand that, but it'll be interesting to hear um, feedback. Uh, for those of you that don't know, the diva has arrived. Uh, I'm just saying, no shade, but it is what it is, you know.
Wow. This. Good evening, everybody.
Oh, do I need to adjust that? So
Good evening, everybody. Dr. Love is definitely
late. Yeah.
Yeah, late and in the building, running on E fumes. Oh man, what a day, long day.
So I was
But
just telling them
I
about
want
the
to answer your
situation.
question.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I'd be real pissed off.
Yeah,
I'd be
well,
real
as
pissed
he
off.
was when they brought that up at Corinthians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be real pissed off because the thing about it is, if you have a woman that's not at home, she's not working, at least she can do is just keep the house clean.
And cook.
If she, first of all, communication is going on, then she knows what time you coming home. So that means by the time you coming home, you should be able to smell dinner at the door before you even turn the
Of
key.
course, it should be on the steps.
Yeah,
When you walk up to them steps, you should be smelling that.
Exactly. So, but to come home, let's just say the same dishes are in the sink.
Exactly.
From this morning.
Exactly.
But probably a little more.
Right.
And no food on the stove.
Right.
But you can smell where something was cooking. But it's just her food.
It's just
where she cooked earlier.
That's trifling. You know what I'm saying?
That is trifling.
That's trifling.
That is trifling.
So.
Especially if you come in the house and you smell what you think is dinner, but that was her lunch.
Right.
That's trifling.
That's definitely trifling. And I think in this particular case, this had been going on for, I think he said 26 years. I'm not going to mention names, but yeah, I think he just got tired of it. And 26 years is a long time to have put up with that. But, sometimes love is like that. You're hoping that, maybe something will change. I don't know, but yeah. That was one of the discussions that came about. Another thing that came, it was so many different.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Crew. First of all, I don't know if you did it or not, but we like to give a shout out to all those who was able to make it to Corinthians, those who came to Corinthians, those who participated at Corinthians.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we had so much feedback on this subject.
Yeah,
that it was
man.
ridiculous.
Yes.
And the good feedback was that the women gave the feedback along with the men.
It was equal. I definitely enjoyed that. It was equal participation because, believe it or not, the women had a lot to say, and I loved that. I loved getting all their feedback. Yeah. And the thing is, when we do, I got to give Corinthians a shout out because they always roll out the red carpet. The drinks are always the bomb. I think that when we do a show like that at Corinthians, we always stay after the show is over because it's a great opportunity to get to know the people that have participated and to know what they're looking for as far as topics, when we come back, what are some of their relationship woes or, anything. We pretty much let them know that we're going to talk about anything from sex to fetishes, relationships, and even some taboo topics, It's for us, there's nothing that's off limits, as far as being able to discuss it, because let's face it, we're adults, so you have to be open-minded to talk about any and everything. So it was definitely a fun time. The food was fantastic. The atmosphere was definitely a big plus.
Definitely.
And we got live. What can I say?
Yeah, we did.
We got live. So
Under the umbrella.
Under the umbrella, yes, yes. We talked about one of the things that used to be my thing. I haven't done that in quite some time, but I'm a person that likes open display. I used to like to make out in the park. So, what's so funny? Richard had a gig at Centennial Park, and I commented on it. I said, "Ooh, Centennial brings back a lot of memories." Don't fucking judge
I better
me.
do. I better do. If Centennial Park could talk.
I'm just saying, don't fucking judge me.
If Centennial Park could talk, I tell you, it would say a lot.
Because that park has a lot of secluded areas. You can dip off, get you not a quickie, but get you some. I'm just saying.
Get you some.
Get you some. Get a little something. But
when last time you been to Centennial Park?
Me? Or are you asking your viewers?
You.
Oh.
You thought you had some people that could relate.
I don't give a damn if they can relate or not. I'm just saying what I like, For me, I think the last time we've done Centennial was probably 14 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Need to break.
might have to revisit
that
because I'm sure they have some new spaces.
A refill.
Some uncharted territory.
Some new grass.
That I have not conquered. So, that's...
New grass.
Gary, have you done it in the park? You don't have to answer that in the group, but... you can inbox me and let me know that.
I'm afraid to ask.
I have to be honest, since you are viewing. Me and your brother used to wear out Hanlon Park.
Wow, really?
Shit, don't fucking judge me, man.
Yeah, man, ain't nobody judging you. What are you talking?
You saying
the
really
way you
like...
talking, you talking like it wasn't no grass left.
Well... we alternated between the car and the grass, so and that was like around by where he lived.
Oh man!
Yeah, so that
you should post that. Let's ask the viewers.
How
Has
many
anybody
of
ever
you-
did it in the park?
Yeah.
Have anybody ever did it in the park?
Yeah, that's one of my questions. Let's see.
I want to see.
Have you done it in the park?
Have I ever done it in the park? No, I can't say I did.
Not never, Mr. Nasty.
I can't say I did. I can't say I did. Not in the park.
I'm surprised.
Not in the park. Not in the park.
Why?
No. Cause I always had a bed to go to.
Well, we had a bed. I mean, fuck the
but
bed. It was just being adventurous.
It wasn't. Well, it wasn't like I said, you know what? Let's go to the park.
Well, it's not like you actually say, let's go to the park. You're riding around, and all of a sudden, you're just, oh, here's a park.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
just
it's not like you just say, oh, let's go
be in the neighborhood.
A park out. You just happen to ride through and you
to
start
be in the
thinking
right.
about, there's nobody over there. So, let's conquer this territory.
I mean, what kind of That's the conversation you had?
Well, we just say you horny.
It ain't like, you know, hey,
that's
oh
being
my
happy.
God, hey. You see
Hey.
that seesaw?
I know you didn't say that. You made me cough on that one.
You see that seesaw over there? When last time you been on a seesaw? You get up and down? Yeah?
Up
Okay.
and down. Now you got me thinking because we haven't used the seesaw.
Oh, man.
I can
Oh,
see
man.
that being enticing.
True.
Up and down, up and
True,
down,
true.
up and down.
True. But it takes another person to take you up.
Yeah. Well, nobody's taking you up. I could not resist. I could not resist. But now,
Let's move on.
okay, we're gonna move on. The swings.
I ain't got to come back for that.
The swings. I've done it on the swing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
All
done
right.
it on the swing. So that was
I
actually
can't even it's been years since I've been on the swing.
okay.
Been
Yeah, I mean,
years.
if I had to think about something, it's been years, but yeah, I've definitely done the swing. Never the seesaw, but it's first time for everything. So we're going to move on. One of the topics that Richard wanted to discuss in relationships, when there's a breakup, who's at fault? Is it mainly men that are at fault, and women? What responsibility do we bear in the demise of the relationship? Because let me just say, you know, while you're thinking, oftentimes men, I feel, get a bad rap when a relationship ends. It's always he did this and he did that. But I think, you know, women have maybe not that frontal vision, but that, you know, it's kind of like their judgment is, you hot?
Yeah.
We don't see it from the role we played and the relationship ending, because we're in our feelings. We're not basing it on fact. We're going by our feelings. And I think that a lot of times, hey Jason, Michonne, thanks for joining us. I think that we forget that there are two people involved in a relationship.
True.
If the relationship ends, or for, you know, whatever reason, if there's a breakup, there are two people involved. So if you start to go back and remember where things changed, you'll understand your role in it. You know, I think that we are often like, it's the man's fault, and I don't believe that it's always the man's fault. But that's just me.
I believe once you get to that point, for someone who to do that, you have to be mature.
Yeah.
You have to, because a lot of people don't want to accept fault.
True.
Because they're in their feelings at that time.
Exactly.
They don't want to hear what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a mature person to really sit and think, to realize, okay, not what she done. Let me see what I've done to play a part in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And once you can see where you played a part, then now that's open for apologies.
Absolutely.
Where you can now, you know, but then you still have to be mature to apologize, because there are people who, let's say me and you, we get into it, and let's say I decide that I want to apologize to you because I've recognized my faults, but you still talking shit to me. Now that makes me,
you going on a defense.
right? That makes me not even want to even apologize to you.
Exactly.
And then you have some people that says, once after you done talking what you talk, hey, I apologize. Because the one thing you do is when you apologize to somebody and they still want to talk, it ain't even on you no more. You done said what you said.
Right.
You can go on about your business feeling free. They still gonna have that on them once they calm down and realize, you know, wow, he apologized. You know, with all of the complaining and the loudmouth talking that I was doing. In the midst of all that, he still apologized, and yet I still gave him 100.
And I think too, you know, because most of the time we are emotional, I think once we get beyond that and start to examine our role in the breakup, then you have to take ownership for some of the things you did to contribute to that. I think as women, we're not so willing to do that
Right.
a lot of times because we're still in our feelings.
Right.
Set those damn feelings aside and start reviewing the facts.
Correct.
You know, could some things have been avoided? Absolutely. But you're so in your feelings, you won't even let your mind, you know, review those things that you could have done.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
when things, I always tell people there is a defining moment in all relationships that sometimes goes over your head. But if you backtrack, you'll begin to see this is where shit started changing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times because we're so hung up on what we want, what we didn't get, it's hard to kind of, you know, tie that in together.
Right.
But if you go back and do a self-eval, you know, of you and then the relationship as a whole, then you'll begin to see those layers and what you did to get it to that point.
Right.
And I think it goes back to you, as you said, being mature. You have to be mature enough to be able to take ownership of those issues, you know. And you live and you learn. So I think that's a lot of it too. If you haven't grown during that time, you are not going to see your role in it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. We are in a situation now, relationship wise, where there are people who have to have the last word.
True.
They
That's
have to have the
immaturity,
last word. They don't want you having the last word that will shut them up.
But that's immaturity.
It's
I mean,
immaturity.
at some point,
Yes.
you know, you both can't outspeak one another.
That is
Somebody
true.
has to shut the fuck up and
That
listen.
is true. But now we talked about stubbornness.
Yeah.
And then now you bring stubbornness in. And when you stubborn, you it ain't like you
Nothing gets
ain't
resolved.
nothing.
Yeah, nothing gets resolved.
You know, but somebody has to stop and take the time to be the adult
Absolutely.
in this kid situation. Because let's be honest. A relationship argument starts off as adults and turns into kids. And turns into kids. So somebody has to stop the kid argument and come back to the adult.
Right, absolutely.
Once you come back to the adult, then you can be like, okay, what are we arguing for?
Exactly. Now, Jason said, I started lying off seeing people reactions. Really, Jason? Hey, Sean. I'm not even messing with that one.
Me neither.
But, well, I guess in certain situations, maybe, I guess I could probably see people, to avoid an argument, you lie, maybe. Perhaps is that what you mean? You don't say certain things because you're trying to avoid an argument? I'm just assuming that's what you mean. Or if you just lying just to start a goddamn argument. Knowing you're probably lying to start an argument.
Wow. To
Hi,
start
Penny.
one. Let me see. A couple people had sent some comments.
You got a long one right there.
Rashina says that she had a bed too, but she was just trying to keep it spicy. It's something about knowing you could get caught.
That's the excitement of it. That's why I love being out at the park, because the thrill of knowing that at any moment you're going to get caught. Not even so much.
I just want to know
what's let me just finish. Not so much about getting caught, but the thrill that somebody else might be watching, because that's a fucking turn on for me too. So don't fucking judge.
Ain't nobody judging you. Ain't nobody judging you, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
Listen, do you put in the extra humph if you know somebody watching?
Because it's intense then. So you got to kind of like round it like Seabiscuit.
Oh man. That's
Sean
crazy.
say, I've definitely had sex in the park, Fells Point. Now I have to explore Fells Point. Oh, okay.
Yeah, people dying down Fells Point too.
Well, people die everywhere. So
Yeah.
I mean, can you use that? You can die in the middle of sex in your bedroom. So
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to use that?
Yeah. Especially if you
I'm not gonna just not have it in certain places just because I could die. Because what a hell of a way to go.
Fells
You
Point.
know?
Eating crab cakes and getting butt.
Jason said he hate arguments, so I guess he lies to avoid an argument.
Wow. Alexandra said there's two sides to every story. Usually both sides contributed to an ending.
That's absolutely the truth. I mean, if, the parties involved check their egos and start thinking about what's at stake, and then how can we fix it, then you can begin the talks, and moving in the right direction, or if you want to fix it, you know what I'm saying?
Now,
Sean said the orgasm is better in the park. It's called Veterans Park, Queen.
Veterans Park.
I'm just going to take your word for it. Isn't that the cemetery? Is that the cemetery? He said Veterans Park.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm not that risky. I'm not that
no.
risque.
Yeah. There are people who do it at the cemetery.
Whatever floats your boat. That's just not my thing.
Not mine, neither.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can't do it. But you know what? I think that the best way to kill an argument is silence.
And women, we freaking hate to
Silence.
be ignored.
Just
We
be
want to,
silent.
you know what I'm saying?
And us men too.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I think the percentage of women that like to argue versus men is probably higher. We are we're emotional. So we got to get that shit out. So if you ignore us, that was one of the things that Harold would do. Like, he'd straight up be like, I ain't with your bullshit today.
That's my new down.
Yeah. So what do? I take my ass upstairs because I can't argue with myself. You know what I'm saying? And that is, we hate to be ignored. So if the mature party says, I ain't with your shit, or just walk away, you're not going to stand there and argue with yourself, because then you look like an idiot.
And let me just throw this out there, ladies. It ain't that we ignoring you.
You just ain't with the bullshit.
We just ain't with the bullshit today. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. It ain't that we ignoring
Absolutely.
you. Because then you get a woman that be like, see, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. You want to always walk away. No. I walk away because I ain't got time to hear it.
Exactly.
I walk away because somebody needs to be an adult in this kid ring. Period.
Yeah.
Somebody. And I choose to be the adult. So what you trying to say? I ain't an adult? And I ain't nobody say that.
And then it escalates.
But I'd rather wait for you to calm down, because you ain't going to hear me while you yelling.
Right.
You'll hear me when you just shut up.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Demetrius.
But you ain't gonna hear me while you
Thanks for
yelling.
joining us. Yeah, I think if both parties are shouting, nothing is being accomplished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but if you got two mature people that can both say, you know what, this is what we're going to do. And I know it may sound stupid, but get like a elephant. Get an elephant. Get a toy elephant. Whoever has the elephant has the floor.
It has to be the elephant.
Well, because you talked about a problem, so that's when you bring forth the elephant in the room. You get it?
I get it.
There you go.
I got it. It could be the vibrator or something like that.
Ain't nobody holding up no vibrator. Nobody holding. I ain't holding up no. Hey, listen. Then you know what? Then you can talk all motherfucking night. You can talk all night then, cause I ain't holding it.
It's like you have to turn the vibrator on. It has to vibrate for you to get your turn.
No.
Well, maybe that's just me.
No. That's funny. You know what? It's funny. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
But it's
because,
expected. I mean.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I know a woman who said that she melted all hers over use.
She melted? They melt?
Melt, yeah. Too much heat.
They overheat.
Overheated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whew.
They don't melt.
Oh my God.
I mean, I use mine quite a bit, but I've never known it to melt.
Yeah. Well,
perhaps.
Well, you got a husband too, so.
But sometimes you need the edge off before the husband comes home.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, goddamn it, I like what I like, so.
But as far as the.
So would you say
argument,
men or women? I'm gonna ask the group.
Men.
Who?
Men.
As far as
We create. We as men, we create the situation, and and let me explain why, because I know there's probably some men that probably disagreeing with me.
And they'll say you sold out.
Yeah. Well, no, it ain't about selling out. It's just about being truthful. If we as men, we work, we gotta, try to maintain home, this and that. So there are times that we may miss a situation that a woman is trying to get our attention on. Or may have said it and we said, okay, all right, I'll take care of that. Oh, okay, all right, I feel you. Oh, okay, don't worry, it won't happen no more, or whatever. And because of our busy schedule, we forget, or we put it to the side. The woman constantly reminds us about it. Then we catch an attitude.
Exactly.
And when we catch an attitude, it's like, well, what do you want me to do? I addressed it, I did this, I did that, or whatever. And at that point, the woman does not say anything no more.
And because that's the thing that men need to be aware of. If we keep saying
we see the signs and we ignore them.
And we stop talking.
And y'all stop, exactly.
You need to be concerned.
Exactly.
You need to be concerned.
And then when y'all stop talking, then the first thing we saying is,
you didn't
what's
say
wrong with you?
Or, yeah.
Why you ain't talking to me?
Exactly.
Well, the thing about it is that when the woman wanted to talk, we didn't find time to make time.
Right.
You got to find time to make time. Which means that, okay, if you and your girl living together, you come home, hey, baby, how was your day? Is there anything that we need to address? That way, it could never been said that you didn't care. But if you just still doing your own thing and, still paying the bills and, giving us sex and taking out to dinner every now and then and not addressing the issue that she may have that may be important to her, but not be so much important to us, because see, that's where we need to understand that a woman who has an issue, we need to understand her need, that it may be important to her that we need to stop and talk. Because if we don't do it, we can't expect a woman, when we go through our problems, to say, well, baby, what's wrong? It's like hand in hand. So we got, the most arguments start because of the men. It starts because of the men.
And so,
now it's women too.
Yeah.
But majority, if you do the percentage, it's the men.
So,
it's the
which
men.
goes back to my question. Would you say, as far as breakups, that it's predominantly the man's fault?
Predominantly, yes.
That's it.
If I had to do a scale, I would have to say it's a probably 60-40.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
And
agree with
I'm being fair. I'm being honest. It's 60-40. 60% the men, 40% the women. Because
Yeah.
women are to the point where if they're into you, they ain't cheating.
Yeah.
Some of us men, I gotta break that down. Some of us men feel like that we want our cake and eat it too.
Well, you always think that the grass is greener on the other side. You can have everything you want. Jason says sell out. Penny says
Don't fucking judge me, Jason.
Beware of a quiet woman. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining. I think that men a lot of times feel like the grass is greener on the other side, and it may not even necessarily be that they're cheating. I think that sometimes they get comfortable.
And what I'm saying, and it's not about sellout, because you know as well as I know, if there's an issue going on with the woman, I ain't got no problem in letting calling them out on the bullshit that they do, But on the 60%, us men always, some of us men always trust a big booty and a smile.
And there is another part to this topic. Now, if you already have that at home, and you go out and you meet someone, big booty chick, big boobs, and perhaps she's giving you something that you're not getting, but you already got that at home. Is it easier?
Some of us ain't got it at home.
Listen. Is it easier to go out and bring a third party in, or try to fix the shit that you have at home? And I think, and if I have to be honest, if I'm talking about men, I think that when you all step out there, a lot of times, I'm going to say it's immaturity.
Okay, so here's the situation. Never trust a big butt and a smile. Some of us at home...
BBD tried to warn y'all.
Listen, never trust a big butt and a smile. Some of us at home got a woman that smiles beautifully that has no butt. Some of us men have women that has butt at home.
Did you just come for me?
Huh? No. That was no shit. Oh, man. You had to make me stop in mid-pause.
I couldn't resist.
Oh, no, that was no shade towards Jackie at all.
Oh, my God, I had to...
No shade.
Because I knew it was going to stop.
Yeah, it was. Like, where did that come from? Boy, you like a car that just cut me off. But, and then we have a woman at home that has a big butt, and she don't smile. Not like the way we want. So we tend to go out there and try to find it. And when we go out there, we figure that it's sort of, we're trying to replace the missing part.
Right.
We're trying to replace the missing part of what's going on with us.
Right.
Some of us men, we say we want a relationship. We say we want a big butt and a smile. And that big butt costs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Understand? Big butts cost. Big asses cost.
It's not to say that you can't have that, but if that's what you're specifically looking for, be willing to pay the price for that.
I don't know no cheap big butt. Big butts cost, okay? Even when you got to buy them drawers, they cost. The thongs cost. When they eat, it costs. So, the weather getting ready to change. The weather getting ready to change. You about to start seeing more relationships come together than a little bit. Because ain't nobody trying to be alone.
For the winter.
Ain't nobody trying to be alone during the winter time. So they're going to take that no butt and a smile, or no smile in the butt, or the big button of smile and they ain't cooking.
So are you saying that when the season change, that men will settle just because they don't want to be alone? It's almost cuffing season. Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm gonna say it's both. Listen. I'm gonna say it's both. It's both. Because when them cold nights,
You better get you a long
the phone will
pillow.
ring. The phone will ring, and all of us men that get like this, like, man, I ain't heard from her in a while. Hello? Yeah, what's up? Long time no see. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Just got in from work. Yeah, it's just cold as motherfucker outside. Oh, you cooking? What you cooking? Oh yeah? Okay. Is it enough for me? Oh, that's why you called me. Okay. Yeah, I could be over there in about an hour. What made you call me?
Y'all ask that?
Yeah. What made you call me? Oh, you ain't thought about me in a while? You been busy? Alright, yeah, I can be over there in an hour. Alright, later. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right. And y'all women at the same time, like, putting y'all little perfume on, turning the music on, lighting the candles, the whole 9 yards, because y'all know y'all got what you know, some for sure, dick coming over. But some of us are suckers. Some of us will come over. Some of us will come over for a 2-piece and some macaroni and cheese.
Homemade
Homemade too.
Mind you, yes.
And it's sad and it's bad. Especially a woman you ain't talked to in a while and she know what you like to eat. And she know how to get you. That's terrible. That is terrible.
Now I'm gonna wait a minute. Sean says, what about the big booty chick body banging that's out here looking for somebody you're not?
Looking for somebody you're not.
I guess trying to maybe convert you into a husband material and you're not that.
Well, see, it depends on her character.
Because
a woman like that, I mean, it could be something behind that. Like I give you a prime example. Like, she could be a gold digger. She could be looking for someone to take care of her financially, and she know that her body is the key.
And I'm gonna say that's kind of being sexist, because
to
say that she could be looking for just that companionship, just because she has the big booty chick as he calls her, doesn't necessarily mean that she's looking to be taken care of, because she got a executive level job. She just maybe she just wants some consistent dick. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, there are women like that.
Are you?
They're not exposing themselves.
Like that, because she's a big booty chick, she's just looking for one thing in particular.
There are big booty chicks out here that work, have their own place, have their own car.
That's what I'm
saying.
And
they just looking for, or may not even be looking. If it comes, there are women that says if it comes, it comes. You know what y'all say.
Yeah.
If it comes, it comes. That are not worried about a relationship. They're worried about their career.
Some people are perfectly happy being single. As
you
Jason said, a lot of girls
booties,
not wifey material.
Yeah.
And the same with men, but I think where women fuck up is by trying to turn a player into a husband. They're trying to turn that guy, hoping that he will love them enough to change. But if you have to force him to change, he's not the one for you. And that's what you need to understand. I'm going to say this to my Facebook people or my YouTube people. If you have to force him to make certain changes, move on, girl. He ain't for you. And he doesn't love you enough to want to change. Keep it moving. Stop trying to force these relationships, and then, let's say he marries you. He becomes your worst nightmare. But you had to have him. And I think women, we are so guilty of this. We want to be in a relationship so bad. Our biological clock is ticking. We want to have kids. So we're with a guy, and we've been with this guy for 3 years. He hasn't asked to marry you or anything like that. So now we're trying to force the issue into having a relationship that he never even showed any interest in having. And then you wonder why the relationship is sour. Why now he might be stepping out, because he didn't want this in the first place.
And that's the conversation
Yeah.
that comes up
Yeah.
when you find out, well, why you not paying attention to me?
Yeah.
A person, somebody bold will say, I didn't want this anyway.
Exactly.
This was something you wanted.
Exactly.
I didn't want this. You know, I told you. That's what it's. I told you
but
I
here's
wasn't
where,
ready.
Men, you are responsible, because just because she wanted it, it didn't mean you had to give it to her.
Exactly.
So don't bring that bullshit up when we get into an argument talking about this was what you wanted, because it took two of us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's childish, you know, because you have an opinion. Because she wanted it doesn't mean she has to have it.
Exactly.
And perhaps she doesn't have to have it with you if it's not what you wanted. You know, have some fucking balls. If it's not what you want, just say, listen, baby, this ain't for us right now. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. It's just that right now my mind isn't in that place.
And fellas, if you tell a woman that and she chooses to leave you, it ain't meant to be. Let her go on.
Exactly, let her go.
Don't try to get into your feelings and say, well, okay, fine, we'll do it your way. No. Let her go. Let her go. Then she'll see automatically that if she tried that with somebody else and it doesn't work out, maybe she should have just stayed with you. Some of us try to, like Barry White say, playing your game, baby. Some of us men play these women games.
Yeah.
And we get caught with our pants down all the time. Mm-hmm. Literally. Literally. Don't play that game. If you like a woman and she forcing you to do certain things or whatever, and that's not what you want, let her go.
Let her go.
And if she say, well, fine, you know, I'm gone, I don't need you, okay. Enjoy it, have a good life, and let it go. Don't be like, well, I don't want to lose her, so I need to do whatever I need to do.
And the same with
women. To try to keep her.
The same with women.
And it's the same with women.
Yeah.
Well, I need to do what I need to do to try to keep him.
No, if
you
it
know,
ain't
because
for you to keep him,
he's so good to my kids. Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
who else going to treat my kids this way? Because I hear that a lot. You
Yeah.
know, does that mean you continue to take shit because he's good to your kids? Hell no.
Come on.
Does that mean because he pays all your bills, you have to continue to take his bullshit? Does that mean that? Because every time you take him back, let's say he's cheating. Every time you take him back, you don't take him back on your terms. You're taking him back on his terms. So he's going to continue to do the same fucking thing, women.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to change for you because you're not allowing him to.
Some women ain't taking it. Like Alexandra says, don't let the door hit you with a good little split.
Exactly, because we don't have to put up with it.
You harsh.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it comes down to knowing your value. I gotta read Sean's comment. He said, the beautiful big booty woman that has a husband or man and he's lacking something in the relationship that she dealt with for years, and she gets attention nonstop from men who would throw rose petals. This is long, so let me read it. Rose petals under her feet would she be wrong to be friends with the men and man who does what her husband and boyfriend is lacking? Let me answer that. Because here's what I'm going to say to that.
Get 'em.
I think it is never, I can respect it, but it is never a great idea to bring a third party in your relationship. Because here's the thing. Now you bringing this third party in that relationship. You're playing with their feelings because you're already in a relationship. Now suppose the third party gets hooked. That's another issue you have to deal with. To me, I feel like cheating is the easiest thing in the world to do. How about not fix your relationship? Let's start there. Now, if you've tried everything that you could possibly try in order to repair that relationship, then it's probably time for you to walk away. If he's not going to do counseling or anything like that, cut your loss, move on. But do not bring a third party in that relationship. I think that's cowardice. I think it's selfish. Now you get connected to that other person and they start feeling you. You got a big fucking issue on your hand. Mm-hmm. So now what? Then you got these two guys getting ready to go at it. Somebody lost their life over some shit that you could have fixed before it got to that point. Mm-hmm. That's always my view on it. But I'm going to climb down off the goddamn soapbox. I just feel like it's easy to go out there, but how about working on your relationship? Try to do everything that you can, if you can, to work on it. And if everything that you've tried has failed, then it's close the door on it.
See, let me, who made that comment? Sean? Okay.
Now, that was my woman's perspective on that. I'm going to let Dr. Love give y'all the male perspective.
Okay. So, here let's look at it like this, Sean. We may think at that point in time that that's a good thing to do.
Because it's easy.
Because it's easy. She's showing us the attention. She ain't showing her man the attention. Let's say she leaves him. And now she's a part of your life. And you still doing the same thing, throwing the rose petals down there, the whole 9 yards. But let's say it's something that you lack. Now, all of a sudden there's somebody else that's doing that. And now she leave you for him. Karma always has a way.
Boomerang.
A boomerang coming right back around. It's like if me and my woman having problems. First of all, if you fought to get that woman, you had to take her out. You had to make her, see that you ain't that type of guy.
Right.
And you finally got her. And you trying to do everything you can to make her happy, and another man steps in and do not what you ain't doing, but what you lack to do. And you found out about it. See, we as men, we get so pissed when we find out that a woman is cheating on us.
Y'all can't handle it.
We can't. It's like
y'all
no holds barred.
Somebody.
It's like all of the cuffs that came off.
Yes.
But when we see that a woman is in that situation where she's coming to us because her man ain't doing what he's supposed to, it's more easy for us. But then, what if? There's always what if. Y'all two out and about. You ain't thinking nothing of it. And her man pop up. Now you gotta either be ready to knuckle up with this dude, because he gonna want to know who are you. He gonna want to know and put the two and two together and say, oh, so when she said she was going to see this person, she was really coming to see you. Or when she came home late, that means she was with you.
And his blood boiling.
And his temperature is through the roof.
Right.
There's not a lot of men that's gonna want to fight. They to the point where they ready to shoot.
Yeah.
They ready to kill. What's that incident that happened in Randallstown?
Yeah. She was married.
Yeah. Woman married. She moved the dude in. Ain't thinking nothing of it. Dude, our husband gone. Husband still had a key.
And he still was paying bills.
Still paying bills. And came right back and got the both of them. So, you know, my whole thing is this. If a woman is not happy, hey baby, cut your ties with him first. Cut your ties with him first.
And see, I'm gonna
And
have
then-
to agree with you on
And then
that.
come
Yeah.
on over here.
I have to
You know, then
definitely
come on over
agree.
here.
I think oftentimes people, when they are separated, I think, if I had to be honest, I think it's not really good to date while you're separated, because there's always a possibility that the two of you could reunite. So why would you bring somebody else into that? You know what I'm saying? It creates such a, like you said, you mentioned that incident. Wait till you have resolved this relationship and then move on. Because a lot of times people separate and get back together. But then if you started dating, you brought somebody else into the mix. So let's say both of you have started dating and then y'all decide y'all going to work it out. Those two people on the side are left assed out. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I think that the door has to be completely shut.
And
before you
it's
move forward.
better to be that way
Yeah.
for the sake of feelings.
Exactly.
Let's say if you single and this fine woman wants to be with you because her man ain't doing what he doing. Okay, she's only with you to fulfill that little part pleasure.
But it's not you that she's longing to be
Ex-
with. You know, she's
right,
just
right.
feeling a void.
Right.
That's it.
So, but then the thing about it is, we get into our feelings
right.
where we want more time from that woman.
Right.
Where we're trying to convince her you need to leave him, and in her mind she's saying all it's going to take is for him to just apologize, and then he got me back. Now you sitting at home talking about, I really miss you. Sunday. That bullshit.
But you
That
went
shit's
in,
gone.
But here's
That
the
shit is
thing,
dead.
and
The
I have
women
to
ain't
say
doing
this.
that.
You went in knowing what the situation was.
Knowing.
But here's the thing that people seem to always misunderstand. You can have an idea of how the situation is, but when it comes to affairs of the heart, shit changes. You can go in with a clear view all you want, but she touched you or he touches you in a way that you've never been touched. Ding, ding, ding. You know, it's
Yes.
like the game has changed, and it's like, I want more of this. Nobody
Yes.
has ever made me feel this way. Fuck her husband, fuck his wife, you know. I want this. I want more
And
of
we
this.
ready to fight
And
them.
there lies the problem. You're ready to fight over someone that
That
isn't
ain't
even
yours.
Exactly. How stupid is that? You know, and you went into it knowing. I think that's where so many people get hurt. You know, let's be adults about this. If you're dating somebody and they are separated or in a on and off again relationship, you should go into it with your eyes open. But the minute your feelings get involved and you want to change the game,
Right.
you're the one that's going to be the odd man out.
Because I've been in that situation where my feelings got caught up because the woman was trying to fill that void.
Right.
And my feelings was to the point where, but I really care about you. Like I'm starting to love you. And what hurts is when that woman says, that's sweet, but you knew what
Because it's like a reality check. You knew
I
it.
had a man.
Right, you knew
and we
it,
was
but
having
your
problems,
feelings got involved.
But you knew I had a man, or you knew I had a husband.
Yeah.
And now you sitting there because now what happens then? Now she feels like you're going to be a nuisance, so she blocks your number.
Because I would think like
you
that too.
You don't know where she live at because you never went to her house.
I would think that way too. You know, like, oh shit, now he done said he loved me.
Yeah.
He might be calling, he might be showing up somewhere.
So no woman is trying to have that drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Free.
Exactly.
Jason says, what about a guy taking care of more than one family financially? Everybody happy?
Is everybody happy? Because here's the thing. Somewhere along the line, somebody's needs are not being fulfilled. Believe me when I tell you. Yeah.
Somebody.
I think that is delusional. To think that, okay, even though he's taking care of 2 households, that everybody's happy because somebody's not happy.
Man, 2 households?
Yeah, somebody's
you
not happy.
got to be making some bread.
Yeah. I know of a situation where he had a couple of households, and he was a traveler. So he could have a couple of households in different states. You know what I'm saying? But they always crave what they can't. They want more time. So if you're sharing this person's time and finances, you are not going to be completely happy because you're always going to want more. Now, if you're that person that, look, as long as he paying my bills, I don't really care what he do, that's different. But I think that's rare. You saying everybody's happy? I'm telling you, somewhere along the line, somebody is not happy.
Somebody gonna want more time.
Yeah. So it's always gonna come down to time, or maybe they might want to. The other party might want to go out on a date. Then he's not gonna be happy because he's gonna feel like I'm taking care of you. You don't have a right to date.
That's too much work.
It's too much work.
You gotta cover your tracks and all that stuff.
Here's the thing.
That's too much work.
I always tell people this about lying. That is too much goddamn work.
Yep.
I ain't got time to be trying to figure out, oh, what did I tell so-and-so? Did I say this? Because I can't remember that. Shit, I can't even remember yesterday.
That's too much work.
Exactly. So I ain't got time for that. That's just way too much energy to put into that.
Then you forget what you said.
And then they say, but you said, remember the other day you said, I can't.
And then you gotta sit there and think.
Yeah. You might have to play it off and say, was I drinking? You know, you might have to play it off like that.
Yeah, and then, and don't let the woman be like, oh no, you were fully coherent.
Okay. So I can't use that one. So
can't use that one.
But if we treat relationships like a business opportunity rather than, where's the rest of it? Well, Jason, if we're gonna venture down that path, I'm gonna say from a woman's perspective, because we are emotional. I'm not saying all, but a great majority of us are emotional. How many of us are going to be able to emotionally handle treating the relationship as a business opportunity? I'm just putting that out there. And a business opportunity, well, I'm not really sleeping with somebody I'm in business with because it clouds judgment. So, but that's me. I get where you're coming from because I've often heard people say that marriage is a business opportunity. I think that it is a partnership. You know, I will agree with you that, yeah, it's a partnership. And you make decisions based on what's best for the partnership.
Say that again.
Yeah, you make decisions when you're married based on what's best for the partnership.
Not for you.
You're right. Working towards a goal per se.
Exactly.
Absolutely, Jason. So you have to stop thinking and making decisions based on you. You are now in a partnership. Your thoughts and your actions has to be about that partnership. And you all should be having these discussions. If they are not being had, then the partnership may fail. You're going to hit a lot of snags. So, but two people have to be committed to the partnership. I think that's another issue, that sometimes people aren't committed. They don't know what they are committing to because they did not have these discussions in the beginning.
Alexandria said her emotions would be all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're emotional.
Yeah.
We're emotional.
Yeah, you're right.
LLC, laugh out loud. Yes, Team Us, LLC.
Wow.
Because it is about doing what's in the best interest of the family. The family reunion, the family unit is your corporation.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was good though. I like that because I think that a lot of people don't see their marriage as a partnership. I think sometimes over a course of time, people forget that it's a partnership because they become comfortable in the partnership and feel like everything is good. So, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because when you have it where y'all partners, you start thinking partners.
yeah, of course.
Your whole mind frame is, that's my partner.
Right.
So I got to think what's best for me and my partner.
And your partner.
Not what's best for me and a partner.
Yeah.
And if y'all are connecting like that as partners, then whatever decision you do make, you already know your partner probably would make the same decision.
Right.
Got your back, Jack.
But you make decisions, but you discuss it. You don't just, I made this decision for the good of the partnership. You have to have a conversation about it. I think that when you're talking about the best interest of the partnership, I think that you shouldn't go off often to make decisions on your own.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a discussion, because if there's a fallout from a decision you've made, you've upset the balance in that partnership because there was no discussion about it. That presents a problem, It's like, a deal done in the dark, you know what I'm saying, that supposed to net $5 million and it only netted $500,000, but you invested, maybe you may have invested $1 million. You've lost money. That's a big hit to the partnership.
A big hit.
Yeah. And
major hit.
You didn't discuss it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there lies your problem right there, and it builds a wall of distrust between you because there was no discussion.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And then 9 times out of 10, because you didn't discuss it with your partner, if you had discussed it with your partner, maybe y'all would have made that $5 million.
Right, because your partner may have been able to add something else to that deal, but you went off on your own because you thought you had all the answers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah. You have to be mindful of the decisions you make when you're in a relationship, because it affects the unit, not just you. I think that a lot of times people get married and really don't understand that because they're in love. So it's all about the feeling and not the business side of things that affects the unit.
But some people once they get married, they feel like that the things that they did, they don't have to do anymore, because at the point when you said I do, you already got it. You already got what you wanted, so there's no need to even still trying to continue
I
with,
think it's
with
not
what
that
you
they
did
don't
to try
want
to get her.
do it. I think
Or
that they
get him.
become complacent. I think they become complacent and feel like everything is good. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not that they don't want to. They just feel like the relationship as a whole is good. You know, and I have this thing. I swear. You know, I am like that person that just jumps with pretty much everything, and I kind of always been like that. I feel like when you're in your relationship, sometimes you have to shake that shit up to break the monotony. You know, I think that you get bored, you know, things are routine. I think sometimes you have to shake things up in order to get the change that you're looking for. Otherwise, it will continue to stay in that same little box while you're screaming to get out. So you got to shake it up a little bit. Kind of like, you can relate to this as a mechanic. You got to give it a hot shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just to get y'all back on track. Because both parties are guilty of this a lot of times. We get comfortable. And sometimes you got to give it that hot shot and remind each other of how things used to be, and you can go back there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my view on that. Now, Jason says most breakups to me is financial problems, not sex, in my opinion. I think it depends. I think sometimes the financial problems affect sex. I think that sometimes the sex could be an issue where if, let's say, one party has worked so much that once they come home, they're no longer really interested in sex. I think that has a big impact. But that's all of that can be fixed. I think that if you have financial discussions throughout the relationship, that financial problem shouldn't be a deal breaker. It all goes back to you communicating with each other. And if you're not doing that, any problem that come along would probably tear you apart.
That's true.
I think that sometimes we put a lot of pressure on our partner. A friend of mine told me a few years ago that in their relationship, the sex has stopped. And
Completely?
it became sparingly, I'll say that. But I think a lot of times he would come in and just go right to bed. And the thing with men, a lot of times when they get to a certain point, perhaps he worked all the time and just was burnt out. Or when you all have a problem performing, instead of talking about it, you all want to come home and go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the pride. You know, you don't want to say the issue is you. But nowadays, there's so many things out here to help. I think men also don't understand if your tool isn't working. A lot of that can be diet as well.
Mm-hmm.
And not taking care of your body. That has a lot to do with it. There are so many things that you can do to fix it. So you know what I suggested was do something different. If you don't even have to make it about sex. You know, just lay there and watch TV together or something. Do something where it's not about the sex at all, and watch how things change. And it did. Because the pressure of having sex was gone. So, I think it comes down to learning different things to boost your relationship. You can't make it about the sex, because what happens when the sex is gone?
The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
You have to find common interests. Because if that is an issue, you all have to have similar interests. That way, let's say it is gone. You all have so many other things in common that I'm not going to say you're not going to miss it because that would be bullshit. But what I will say is, with all the other things that you have in common, it will minimize that blow. So, yeah.
Wow. Alexandria says, I like her.
I like you too.
I like her. She says, I like her.
I think that we have to start thinking
You
outside
talking
the
good, you
box.
talking some good stuff.
You know, I think what happens with us, we still base our relationships on relationships that we saw in the past. A lot of us were taught some fucked up relationship habits because of what we saw from our parents and what they saw from their parents. They were taught you have to stay in the marriage no matter what. You, even if you are so goddamn unhappy, you still have to stay because that's what marriage is about. I disagree with that. I feel like if you've tried everything that you could possibly try and you're still unhappy, it's time to walk away. A lot of people won't because of the time that they have invested. But a lot of those families back then, those couples, a lot of them were unhappy. And they were so worried about what the community or what the church would say. Well, the church isn't responsible for my peace of mind and happiness. And we live in a different age. And then back then, the women most of them were home. So they may not have had the resources to be able to leave. I do not believe you have to be unhappy in any relationship because I feel like peace of mind is everything. You cannot put a price tag on it. But I also feel like if you're giving up because y'all had a few problems, that's an issue because what have you done to try to fix it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Relationships aren't easy. They take work. It's constantly. You have to constantly work on it. If you've made that commitment, then you've made a commitment to constantly evolve and work on that relationship.
I agree.
Yeah.
See, people need to understand that if you want a better term of looking at it, look at it like this. That a relationship is like a car.
Here we go.
Relationship is like a car. When you first get it, it's brand new. It looks good, smells good, rides good, handles good,
All right.
the whole 9 yards. But over time, there's certain things on that car that needs repairs. If you don't repair them, you're going to have more problems with that car.
Absolutely.
So, when you see a problem, repair it. Because if you take care of the car definitely going to take care of you.
Exactly. And I think people, they don't see that. You have to take care of that relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to
work.
The relationship is still going to be dependable.
Yeah.
It's going to be everlasting. It's going to be just like that car, go through the storm.
Yeah.
Conquer, get you through the storm, and once you through it, there's the sun shines. I mean, so that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
That's how you have to look at it. But we get so used to not doing that when we hear certain things on the car, we figure they try to play the gamble.
Yeah,
let me see how long I can go.
Yeah.
Hearing this noise, and either the noise get louder.
Yeah.
Or the noise stop, and then at that point when the noise stopped, we felt like, oh, it's gone. But then it's a domino of problems.
Yeah.
It's a domino of problems.
And the thing, like I say, men, y'all need to pay attention. When women are constantly presenting you with concerns, first of all, stop looking at it like she's complaining. Secondly, when she stops, you really need to be concerned.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
really. You know what I'm saying? Because when we stop talking, it's over.
It's just like that song that R. Kelly said.
Yeah, when the
When the
woman's
woman's
fed
fed
up,
up,
yeah.
It ain't nothing you can do about it.
Not a damn thing, because we've been telling
Nothing.
you this for the longest time. And you saying, oh, here you go again, or whatever the case may be. We're telling you because we want to fix it. You know, that's the part that men don't understand. If y'all check y'all egos, then y'all will get that we're trying to fix it. It's not a complaint. We want to fix it.
And want to
When
fix
we
it right
stop-
then and there.
Right then and there. But when we stop talking, we done said fuck it.
But the bad part about it is that when we see it, when we finally see it,
It's too late.
it's like it's too late. So we
Yeah.
trying to fix it, and y'all
We
don't
wanna
have the
hear it.
same gust or
Yeah.
thrust that y'all had in the beginning when y'all wanted to repair the situation. So then we looking like, but I mean, I'm here to try to repair the situation.
Too
Well,
little, too
where
late.
were you
Exactly.
when she was trying to repair it, and you were so busy in your own shit?
Exactly.
You know, hey, I mean, Alexandra says, I always compared relationships to a house.
Mm-hmm.
You must have a firm foundation, so when things come crashing down, you have the firm foundation to keep you solid and work through it.
Yeah.
That's a good motto.
I like that.
That's a good motto.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about it is, even if the house does come crashing down, once you clear it, what's still standing? The foundation. I mean, hey, thank you for that, Alexandra. Thank you for that. That's good. That's good.
Are you doing it in the Intimacy Chronicles? Are you in there? Or are you on your own?
No, oh my God.
I need you to go on there because I'm going to go to Instagram.
Okay.
So I'm going to stream live from Instagram for the remainder of the show. For those that want to follow me on Instagram, it's Queen_Jackie A. Again, you can also tune into YouTube because we're live on YouTube right now at Queen Jackie A, the Intimacy Chronicles. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining the Facebook live feed. Next Monday, we're going to have Omar Terrell in the studio. He's a comedian, very funny guy. And then on August 28th, we are going to be at Corinthians from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. out on the patio. We got the patio crew, and it's going to be live, so please meet us.
We're coming
there.
back.
We're coming back. Again, for those of you that want to follow me on Instagram, it's Queen_Jackie A. Good night, folks. Yeah, I told a few people I would stream from it. They said, well,
So-
I get to see the show.
I'm going to start streaming live from Intimacy Chronicles. Those who are watching, just come on right back.
Are you live? Shit, man. Whew. Well, I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, me too.
The Intimacy Chronicles. That's where.
Yeah, you
I
streaming
just
from that.
posted mine.
You already posted it from
Yeah.
there?
So.
Okay.
But you should be able to do it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Well, I think I got my Instagram up and running. Okay. Good evening, everyone, to my Instagram supporters. This is Queen Jackie A, and I am live. I am finishing up the remaining of the Intimacy Chronicles on Instagram because I feel like I neglect my Instagram supporters. So, hi, I am Spirit. How are you? And thank you for joining. So tonight's topic is actually going to be, are men always at fault in a relationship? And as women, what's our role in the demise of the relationship? So I'm not sure how much relationship experience you have, but I'm going to ask your opinion. Do you think that men are always at fault in the end of, in the cause of a breakup in a relationship? Um, we had some interesting discussions about that. I think that sometimes people, they see warning signs, and I think a lot of times because of the male ego, uh, you all are maybe not so quick to fix it, and then after the relationship comes to a head, then you're sitting around like, wow, what happened? How come she didn't say anything? So I'm curious to hear your point of view. I think as women, we hold on to our feelings a lot, and because we're emotional, we may say something over and over again and start to feel like men are ignoring us. For us, a lot of times, because we are emotional, and if you're not listening when we stop talking, then men should be concerned. So that was, one of the topics that we discussed. You still having problems?
Well, it's not allowing me to.
Let me see.
Not allowing me to get in there live.
I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Talk to my Instagram followers while I get that up and running.
Hello, Instagram. What's happening? This your boy, Dr. Love. So, we were talking about
Relationships.
relationships. Okay. So, for all everybody who's on Instagram, you need to find out when a relationship goes bad, whose fault is it? Is it the man's fault, or is it the woman's fault? And I know Instagram is going to be popping off with the men. But I need to know if there's some women that knows that 40% of the situation is the women. I need to know. We need to hear
You
from
say
you.
40%, I think.
No, because Mama, I told you
You said.
the 60%. I'll say is the men.
I think men fuck up more than that.
It's the men. But the other 40%, we go with that. The other 40%, we'll go with that. So, and like I said, it's the 60% is usually the men, because we sometimes try to go for the grass that we think is green on the other side, and it ain't always green on the other side. But some of us make mistakes. I mean, hey. God had fools and babies,
He protects fools and
He
babies.
He protect fools and babies. And
Let me see it.
no matter how much a man try to get out of it, either way, he's still messed up. Because if you say you ain't no fool, that means you're a baby. If you say you ain't no baby, that means you're a fool. So, hey, but...
Yeah, you might not be. Oh, say turn on.
Is that happening? What we got?
No.
Let me see. Let me try to work.
Alright. So, alright. I think what's interesting that we need to understand, he's a character. Believe me when I tell you, he's definitely a character. But that's my co-host, Dr. Love. He's always full of jokes,
Gotta be.
He keeps us rolling all the time. I think it's interesting, though. I think that a lot of men would probably disagree with you on the numbers.
I know they are. I know.
Because they don't want to take responsibility. I think a lot of times when the relationship fail, and since you say 60% of men, I say some of it is an immaturity factor, pride. If men took the ego out of relationships, they'd be much happier in their relationship.
See, here's the thing. If there are any men that's disagreeing with me, that means automatically you feel that it's always the woman's fault. We got to start taking responsibility for us.
Be mature.
And be mature
exactly.
and know what part that we play in this.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. If we got a good woman at home, we're going out there giving our number to this one, giving our number to that one, sending dick pics and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
I
cheating,
think,
especially when you got a good woman at home.
Exactly, but again, that goes back to the immaturity. You have a good woman at home. You think the grass is greener on the other side. I guess they're always looking to upgrade, but at what cost? And to me, what that says to me is when you went into the relationship, you didn't make a commitment to it. If Sally Joe down the road just caught your eye and you're interested in what Sally Joe has to offer, I guess I could have picked a better name.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here saying to myself, like, Sally Joe.
Sally Joe,
A woman named Sally Joe, I'd rather just stay at home.
I just use Sally Joe to make a point because it is. If somebody can split your attention like that from home, your partnership, then there's something wrong. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the woman's fault. It's you because you're immature, the fact that you're entertaining it.
That is true.
As I mentioned before, it's not a great idea to bring in a third party because then that's somebody else that you're pulling into your mess. And if that person, catches feelings, then you got a problem on your hands. So now what?
That is true.
And men, as you mentioned, you all can't stand the fact of your woman going out there or stepping out there. You all are ready to kill somebody at the thought of it. So imagine how that woman feels. I think a lot of times if you all put yourself in a woman's shoe, maybe you all wouldn't make some of the decisions that you make. That's just my,
I guess that's true.
Yes. I think a few shows ago we were talking about women overreacting. And what did I tell you? I said we don't overreact. What happens is we react to that constant bullshit that you all put us through. We don't just zap out for no reason. We are driven to that point. We keep telling you don't mess with us, and then something happens, and then the first thing guys want to say is she's crazy, man. But you're not telling all the things that you did to lead that woman to snap. Now this is kind of the one topic that he kind of got crickets, like crickets in here. Hey Demetrius, hey Charlie, thanks for joining us. I think that's definitely important to mention because we don't just go off just for the hell of it. I think as women, I'm not going to beat up on the men because women, we have a role in certain things too. We have a tendency of nagging. Now, if that man has worked all day long, and to me, I feel like when he comes in the door, the first thing you should be asking is, hey baby, how was your day? Don't come at him with all this, and he couldn't even get his other foot in the door. And when he come in that door, make sure he can smell some food cooking if it ain't already done. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of the castle. So when he comes home should be his palace. You know what I'm saying? It should be calm. It should be everything that work isn't. It should be relaxing. He should be able to come home and just lay his burdens right there at the door, because that's home. He doesn't need you getting all up in his face and he's had a terrible day. How about you start by asking him how was his day? You know, we can do things to make our relationships so much better as women. I think, for me, it's kind of like, you know, you can do simple things. Give that man, when he come in the door, give him a massage. You know, ease his mind. Well, maybe not when he first come in the door, but
Yeah, we prefer that.
After he's had his hot meal that should be waiting for him if you got home first. You know, make sure he has everything he needs. His slippers, make sure his slippers are by his chair. Do what you have to do, because that man has worked all day to provide for you. We owe him that. Now, if I have to turn it to the men, we are simple. We want to feel like we're your queen. We want to feel like we are the best thing since a chocolate bar, you know. I'm just saying that. That's just
The best thing.
I just use that analogy, but we want to feel special. We want to feel protected. You know, home, when we come home, it should be our safe haven. We want to feel like your world is right there with us. You know, we don't want to feel like, Charlie says sometimes dudes be Mitches. I don't think it's that. I think that you all require certain attention the same way we do. I won't necessarily say Mitches. I'll just say you all need special attention. I think sometimes as women, we look at you all like you should be strong all the time. And that's not entirely so. But that's how I think we were taught to look at men as they should be the backbone all the time. But that man should be able to let go and let loose in front of his woman. You know, you're his queen, so he should be comfortable enough to let his guard down. And if he's not, then there's a problem.
True.
There's definitely a problem. I mean, you grow up thinking that men aren't supposed to cry, but I disagree with that. I think men have feelings too. And if they're not comfortable enough to cry in front of you, that says a lot. You know, thank you, Demetrius. So Demetrius said, I'm so right. So Mr. Sensational, in relationships, whose fault is it
Hers.
when there's a breakup? No, listen to the question.
Hers.
Why?
Would you agree?
Why?
Listen, would you agree that 60% of men are at fault in the breakup of a relationship?
No, I would not.
That's because of your...
No, it has nothing to do. With
Why? Give me... Why? Tell me why.
Because women are not truthful.
That's bullshit. Men are not
Women are
truthful.
lying. Let me tell you. Okay, I'll give it like this. There is some difficulty on both sides. But
Okay.
generally speaking, from what I've noticed now, you're a guy. So
Well,
you
he
can
said...
pipe
I
in
hope
on
so.
this.
He said 60% of men.
I don't believe that, because a lot of the problems men are going to do, when you get with a guy, you know what you're signing up for.
What's that? I need clarity. What is that?
That means we're not going to buy flowers every day.
We're
We're
not
not gonna
expecting
write
you to
poems
buy
for-
flowers every
Some
day.
of you watch a little too much of the OWN network and believe things are going to
Is
be
it
a
OWN
little
or is it
different.
Lifetime? Both. I'm going to give you that one. I'm gonna
Dang.
give it
Read
to
a few too many of the damn romance books, and you think these people in the books don't have jobs. They all have lots of
Well,
money,
I
and they
think
ride
as
around
women-
do fabulous shit, but they don't work.
We want
Okay.
romance. We're not
And you know
asking
what?
you
We
to
will give
romance
that
us
to
all
you.
the time.
But you have your expectations in a relationship are sometimes completely inflated. Now it's like you take out the human point of the guy. It's fine. A man doesn't have a problem with the romance. A man doesn't have a problem. A decent guy is going to want to make his woman feel happy.
Of course,
But
course.
you have to base your ideas with realistic expectations.
So what's a realistic expectation?
A realistic expectation is if, say for example, all right, you came in today, you was a little tired.
He was.
Okay, because you know your work, you got your hustle going on, you're doing everything. When we walk in the door, we're not going to be feeling the most romantic at that moment after 16, 18 hours. We really don't want to have a full-out conversation on why your homegirl ain't shit. At work.
Damn.
You know, we're not. You have to. Women don't generally understand that we are creatures that also need time, space, and a little bit of understanding.
Well, I agree with that. I agree that when you come in the door, we shouldn't just hit you full force
But
with.
you do, and see,
But
those
I
are
just
the
said that,
unrealistic
you know.
expectations
Yeah, I said that.
that start to put the cracks on a relationship, you know, and then they perpetuate and they grow. Then it goes into mistrust. Oh, well, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do nothing tonight. Well, who else are you doing it to? Like, nigga, I'm
Let me
tired.
ask you a question. You hear all of that? Because that went kind of left. What I said
No,
was
it's
when
not
you
love.
on
It's
first
not-
come.
That's real shit. When we come
I
in,
know, but
y'all
I'm
have
just-
expectations. We gonna pick you up, carry you upstairs, and bust you out, and all that stuff. After we have,
Well,
we
we
have
want that,
problems
but we
in
don't
the
want
world.
that when you first come in the door.
Y'all
I want to be
guess what
picked
y'all
up and
say.
carried.
Hold on.
I want
'cause
to
some
be
of y'all
picked up
horny women
and carried
want it.
up the step and have my back blown out. Is that wrong? I don't want that when you first come in the door, but
Yes, you
goddamn it, I
do.
want it.
Yes, you do.
I want it once you get
want it.
settled.
Hold on.
Anytime
Wait a
you want
minute.
it. Y'all
Once you
want
get
what you
settled,
want,
after
when you
I
want it.
cook
Flat
dinner,
out.
when you came in the door,
And half
dinner
y'all
was
ain't
ready.
cooking dinner, so that's a damn lie.
Well, then that's not me. But what I'm saying is, when you first come in the door, I'm going to say, baby, how was your day? You know what I'm saying? You already smelling the food, so you know dinner is ready. I'm going to give you your time to yourself, you know? Then once we take this bath together, then we can put our problems in the water.
So bullshit.
Everybody want to take
That's
baths.
it. You know what I'm saying?
You
Ain't
know,
nobody
I'm just
trying to hear
saying,
that lie. This
after
is
I
real
relax you, are you telling me then you still have no interest
You not
in
relax-
how
that
my day
ends
went?
after
Oh, you
Because
talking
I
about
think
you?
that that's, I'm saying in
You asked
general
what you would do?
because I'm saying what I would do.
Okay.
But to me, I feel like Mr. Sensational is saying the minute that he walks in the door that we want to be carried up the step, have our backs blown out. No, I think
I ain't doing that.
there's levels to it.
Let's keep this on the average situation.
Not until
Okay.
I eat.
Oh, because
Say
your
what?
situation, my situation,
Not until
your
I eat.
situation is going to
We
be a little
know
different.
you. I mean, come on.
Don't fucking judge me.
I'm not, but
Shit.
I'm saying I know
Shit, I
that
need
you
energy.
want to eat. Well, you can eat, you know. Since we're talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a lot of protein.
Oh,
You know,
man.
that's a lot of protein. I'm just saying. So you can eat, you know.
I think
USD grade A.
basically the problem is that people have unrealistic expectations, and when they're not fulfilled, that goes into other sections of, well, if you're not doing this for me, you must be doing with someone else. Then we have
But I
suspicion
think if
come
you
in,
are-
jealousy come in, things that aren't warranted, and now you're arguing. That's
that's
why a lot
not-
of these breakups occur.
That's
And then throw
not
a little
what
bit of
all
money issues in
relationships.
there.
I think that
Then
if
you
a
really gonna have a
woman
recipe for disaster.
Let me read Chase's comment. He says it's always 50-50, giving and taking percent in life. I'm going to say if you're in a relationship and you decide that there's something you're not going to do and the other party is saying, who are you doing it with? And that's a constant, then that's an insecure individual. I think that it doesn't
Insecurity
matter
breeds.
what you do, that they're never going to be happy.
And insecurity is bred from unrealistic expectations that are
I
not fulfilled.
disagree with that. I think
That is the breeding
no,
ground
I disagree with that. I have to
for
say that.
insecurities when these things are
Are
not
they
being fulfilled.
unrealistic expectations?
Sometimes at certain points,
Give me an unrealistic expectation.
like we just said, that come home after 18 hours and take you upstairs and
Who
bust your back.
expects that?
A lot of women don't think about anything but the present. A lot of people don't think about anything but the present.
They
Who
want
are you
the
backstory.
Some women want that right now.
Who are you? Because I'm just saying, if a man is coming through the door, I'm not expecting him to take me upstairs right then and there. I understand what you're saying. A lot of women have
A
that
lot of women
expectation.
have-
I want him to come in and be relaxed first. I want him to come home and feel like
And that's
home
a good
is
thing,
that's
too.
his castle.
But let's take you personally.
Okay, let's
out
take
of
me
this
out of the
situation. And let's
equation.
talk about some of the women you know. Okay, let's keep it 100 here. You know some
No,
ratchet
I'm
ass
trying
chicks.
to.
Here we go.
I'm really trying to think about that because I think a few of the women that I know have been married for quite some time. I think, yeah, we want our bank blown out, but not the minute that you come through the damn door. You know, I think that to say that, I know a lot of women that think like that. I think that I wouldn't be interested in dating those type because it's all about them.
And let's not simplify it for just the back blown out there. We're talking about impulsiveness. We're talking about things I want right now, right this minute, without consideration of the
Like
backstory.
what?
Like, why aren't you listening here right now? Why don't you want to
So
talk
is
to
it
me?
too much to
Why don't
ask
you want-
for?
At certain points, yes, there has to be consideration.
I mean, when
made.
is it unrealistic for me as a woman to want to have a conversation with my man and have him listen?
It is unrealistic to any time that you decide you want it, that you should get it. It has to be
So
a
do
mutuality.
I have to make a damn
of everything.
appointment to have my man
Sometimes,
listen to me?
No, it's not about making an appointment, but it's about understanding that there is another world other than yours. Just like the man has to take consideration how your day was. See, we're not as impulsive.
When do we get to have that conversation? If you don't want to be spoken to when you come in the damn door.
You see, I'm getting it right now. You see this?
But-
You see this?
Wait a
You see
minute,
this?
because I'm going to ask Dr. Love. Do you understand what I'm asking?
Do you understand what she's saying?
The thing about it is, what Jackie is basically saying is that they want to she, like, I'll use her. She wants to see how our day is going, because in her eyes,
You're the king.
coming
You're
home,
the king of the castle.
having dinner ready, towel ready, clothes, stuff laid on the bed. She's not the jump my bones when you come in the door.
Cool, but let's take all
Especially
that
if you came from work.
Let's take that all out of the picture, because that's fine the first couple weeks in the relationship. But let's keep it 100. That's not realistic on a day-to-day basis, week to week. It's not happening. There's going to be issues within every relationship where there's a give and take, and everybody has to give and take. And sometimes y'all just aren't that good at falling back.
Well, it all depends on if you know your partner.
yeah,
If you know
I'm
your partner and you know then you know what to expect. You can't expect.
You can know your partner.
You can't expect for your partner
But that
to
does
have
not change your
You can't
expectations.
expect to have your partner to have dinner cooked when you get home if it takes her 2 hours to make mini rice.
I agree. So the fact of the matter is,
Oh my God! Did you say minute rice?
see, you fool. And see, that's fine. That's fine. But see, both sides have to learn to fall back sometimes, and I think we're a little bit better at that than women. Men, let me tell you, because I hear you sucking the breath up, trying to say something.
I'm gonna let you finish.
You
I'm gonna let you finish.
She gonna let me finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
She gonna let me finish.
She gonna let you
Goddamn right,
finish.
I'm gonna give you that.
All right, okay, it's first for everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
The claws are out, y'all.
see that? See that? See that?
No, but I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hear your point of view.
You might as well get it out before she starts.
Like I said, there is a give and a take for everything. Men are much better at falling back than women.
Is it falling back or is it not being interested?
It's falling back. It's having the mindset to say, you know what, this is not probably the time or the place to have this discussion, to debate on things. Maybe we should just separate and then we'll reapproach that. But see, most women that I've known don't know how to do that. They want, no, we need to talk right now. No, we need to discuss this now. And see, that's when problems occur. So
Perhaps
it's a
it's the
mutuality
approach.
of respect.
I think it's the approach.
No,
I think it's the approach. And here's the thing.
I don't think I did. I'm not going to.
You're not finished?
I'm not going to.
No, go ahead. I'm
She's
sorry.
being a woman.
I'm gonna own that because I'm very comfortable
I'm
with
going to
being
fall back
a woman.
as what I do because I see that as a woman, it's important for you to
get
take
it
my
out.
conversation.
To get it out.
See,
Now,
that's how relationships start.
I think what happens is I think sometimes there is a miscommunication.
There we go.
I think that
You agree?
sometimes as women
Sometimes there's no
we are so
communication.
emotional that we're dying to get our point across.
Yes.
I think in doing that, I think that sometimes it comes out wrong. It comes out like we are looking to create an argument. But it's just in that moment we're emotional, and it is important to us that you hear us. But if you tell us this isn't the time, it's going to piss us off because I am in my feelings right now, and I need for my king to understand that and hear me out.
So, what are we, 12?
Does that mean that I'm 12 because I want to discuss
If
something
we're
that's
two-
bothering me?
If we
And I'm
decide,
going to have to say that when you say that, what are we, 12? If you came at me like that in a relationship, I don't really think we would have too much to talk about, because what that tells me is that you're selfish in your point of view and you're not willing to listen to me.
How is the man selfish if you're forcing the conversation?
How am I forcing if I say, can we have a conversation?
And if
I
say,
really got something
and as the
on my
man
mind.
says, can we
have
sit
a
down
conversation?
first? Can I go ahead and wash my behind and sit down and maybe
You
we
can
have
do
that
that,
conversation?
but when are you going to make time to listen to me?
I just told you.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
When
Okay,
I
if you
sat
say
down-
that, I can receive that. But if you
Didn't
flat
receive
out
it.
say this ain't the time,
But
you goddamn right I'm gonna have a problem with that. When is it gonna be the time?
But did you receive it?
I did, but I had to make a point on what you said, because at first you said this isn't the time. If you came at me that way, I wouldn't receive that.
You
well.
know what? I see what Jackie talking about. So let's say if you did come, let's say if she came in the door and she said, "Hey, I need to talk to you," whatever. Your whole view is, "Damn, can I wash my ass first? You
Right.
know, can I
It's
take the
important
time
for you to
to do that?"
speak.
Right.
It's important
But
for me to be in a position
it's all
to receive.
how
Yeah, I
it's
get
all
it.
how it's addressed.
Right.
So if you say, "Well, yeah, baby," two things gonna happen. Either you gonna say, "Okay, let's address it. What's wrong?" And hear her out. Then, once y'all done talk and word out, then you go take a shower. Or you could say, "Well, can I take a shower first, get comfortable, and then we can talk?"
Now the question is she going to accept that?
She ain't got no other choice.
I can accept
She
that.
can accept
yeah,
that.
I can accept that. Because
Any
it
woman
was,
can accept
It was
that.
presentation. But if you come
There
to
you
me
go.
and
There you
say,
go.
"Look,
There you
this
go.
ain't the time," I'm not going to receive that. I can tell you that right now.
And you know what's
I'm
gonna
gonna
happen?
be on
But see,
one
and you know what's gonna
right
happen?
there.
Context.
When
But
you want
if
your
you
dick
say-
sucked,
How you
if
took
you
it.
say,
when
"Wait
you
a
want your
minute,
dick
I
sucked, you know
did-
what you're gonna say?
This ain't the time right now. Goddamn right.
No, I say I'm going out.
And there lies the problem.
Oh man.
There lies the problem.
There you
right
go.
there. But it does come down to presentation. You know, if I say, "Can we talk right now?" and you say, "Can I get comfortable first?" I'm going to receive that. But if you say, "Listen, I haven't even got my second foot in the door. I'm not trying to talk right now." That's not going well.
Yeah.
That's not going well.
First of all, a woman
It is
already
about-
knows that you've been at work.
Exactly.
But
So
there may be a crisis.
But what you know and what you acknowledge is two different things.
But if it is a crisis that affects us right now, I don't give a damn about you.
And as a man, you have to be willing
you probably
Exactly.
to listen.
You would have called me
Listen.
Yeah, I would have.
if it was a crisis.
But if it happened in between the time you left and I'm upset trying to get
Anything
myself
you can by
together,
the time you
yeah.
get home.
It depends on the
Anything.
circumstances. I think that both parties have to be open-minded enough to hear each other out. It's not always about on your term or on my term. It's about being open enough to be able to have a discussion
And that's
with
my
one
whole
another.
point. Everybody at every time isn't ready.
So how long
It's
should
not a point of how long.
I get that, but if you came in the door, you're relaxed. How much longer, if something is bothering me, do I have to talk to my husband about it?
So you putting me on a clock right
No,
now?
I'm
No,
just
all right.
asking.
Let me give you an example of what she basically
I
saying.
Yeah, he knows
What she
what-
basically saying is this: that you saying if it's a crisis, then she should call you. True, we're not dismissing that.
disputing that,
We're
yeah.
not dismissing that. But what if she know you coming home? What if she hear you or see you pulling up? At the same time you're pulling up, the phone rings, and the doctor then called her and said that, I'm just throwing it out there, that she got breast cancer.
Oh, I'm pregnant.
Or she's pregnant. Right then and there? This ain't no wait until the fuck you get upstairs and take a shower type
Exactly.
shit.
That's the point that I'm making.
If it's a health issue, something wrong with the kids, just tell me.
That's not what you said, though.
No, because see, that's the difference between something that is that important and I just want to complain about what's happening today, or something that there's a level to things.
So,
that,
but you're making a judgment call on what's important. It could be very important to me.
it could be
So
very important
okay,
to
let me
you.
ask you a question.
So okay,
when
so
you
you're saying
came in
have
the
an
house,
ultimate decision in how when a man's supposed to listen and speak and be
See,
quiet.
Mark, this feels
That's
like
what it is.
ego
no,
talking.
Yes,
This
it is.
this is your ego.
It's the woman. It's
no,
your
it's
ego
not.
talking.
If it's important to
Because
me,
no matter
I feel
what
like it
I
affects the
say,
partnership.
It-
so
listen,
you should be
it comes
willing
down
to
to
hear
the
me out.
it comes down
You're
to
like,
the presentation.
I have to get what I want to
Listen,
say.
It's not
It,
that.
com- it
It's
comes
not
down.
that.
It
That
comes
is
down
exactly
to
what
the
you're saying.
presentation.
We're live,
You have
folks.
not.
Well, if you know,
You've given no
you gotta know what.
consideration to the man because ultimately, like, well, I have to say what I have to say.
No, if you said,
Regardless
as you
of what the
mentioned,
situation
you just
is.
said,
Well, so
let
how
me
long
sit
do I have
down.
to wait? Because I got to say
let
what
me
I got to
sit
say.
down, get myself together, and then I'll hear you out.
And then you just said, how
I
long
can
is that going to
receive
be?
that. But initially, did he say that, Dr.
Not
Love?
initially.
Thank you.
Not initially.
I said that initially, and I got,
No.
how long is that going to be? So you're going to stand there with a watch for me when I feel like I'm relaxed?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, let me say this. If you have a woman that entertains gossip,
So you have a woman.
let me say it. If you have a woman that entertains gossip, and every day when you come home, there's some new gossip. When you come home, you ain't. Especially if she
You don't
starts.
wanna hear that,
Especially
and I
if she
agree.
starts off
Yeah.
with, "Let me tell you what happened."
Yeah.
No. Listen.
That's
Let me-
mess.
So
You know-
that was a judgment call, what you just said.
Well, because if
That's
I'm
a judgment
coming
call if I already know how she
if we're
is.
gossiping about the same thing over
If
and
I
over,
know, if I know how she is, especially if you have said to her and made a point to her to say, listen, what everybody else's business is their business. We ain't worried about that. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, you, the house, the kids, then I don't want to hear
It's
it.
what I just said, a judgment call. If it's an emergency, it's about
But-
the kids, it's about health, then tell me,
But the
text
thing
me,
is,
call
if
me,
it's not
but at least
gossip and it's
give
something
a
that's
brother
important to
the
me,
basic
it's something that's
respect
important
to
to me.
sit
It's
down.
not gossip, but it's something that's important to me
'Cause you-
that could possibly affect the household.
Now I'm willing before I'm willing to go wash my tail, I'm willing to listen to what the situation may be going on. If it's something that can wait until after I take a shower,
Then
And
yeah.
that's called making a judgment.
But you
right, but you have to be
he's
open
listened
to
some of it.
listen
Exactly.
to what's going on in order to make the judgment call. You can't
Exactly.
just come in and if she say, I gotta talk to you, damn, can I wash my ass? No. You gotta hear what she has to say first, then you make the judgment.
So you think you're going to get part of the story and then wash your butt, or you're going to get the whole story?
No. If it all depends on what the story that she's telling me.
Yeah.
If because at that point when she says that, you should say, okay, what is it about? If she says it's about her family, the house, you should listen. If she say her girlfriend, or she saw something, or something about the car, or that stuff can wait until after I take a shower.
Yeah.
So who makes that judgment call?
You make the judgment call, and she should be
After
able to
you've
understand
listened
that.
for a few minutes.
Not
shutting it down.
So basically,
not shutting it
that just
down right
negates
then
the
and
whole
there.
fact.
No, because he listened for a few minutes, correct? Did you not say you listened to a few minutes?
But what I'm saying to you is that when you let's say about the judgment call, if you make the judgment call of not to listen, let's say you have a fucked up day where you're at home that day, and she come in the door and you really need to vent, and she said the same thing to you that you said to her. Is that shit right?
Yeah, you have to eat that for a minute. Because
no. As a man and your ego, you are not going to be able to eat that.
Ego.
If it's something,
see, that's the problem. Ego is what ruins these relationships. You gotta take the ego off the table. We're talking about
okay, let's let you. You're right.
We've been
You're
saying
right.
that. But
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
We've said
you're
that.
right. Check your ego at the door.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
guess what us men still have? That pride.
That pride, exactly.
And you know what? Pride gonna kill your ass.
Hey, pride kills me
too.
Pride kills me. But what I'm saying is that we have to listen. That's the reason why I said 60-40. Because some of us men see the signs that the women are trying to tell us, and we ignore it.
Yeah,
we figure we'll fix the shit later. And you can't just put a woman on the back burner and expect her to deal with it because they get into their feelings. And then when they get in their feelings, just like Jackie said, when they stop talking, you're trying to talk and they stop talking,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah,
and see,
over.
But you know what? You care. It's not about putting anything on the back burner. It's about a mutuality of respect and creating an environment where both people can speak and give them exchange in a healthy, reciprocating, receiving environment.
Okay,
I get that.
Okay,
I'm with you on that.
Wait.
Yeah.
If you're not, it works both ways. If I'll come in and I got something to say, and you like, I've just been with the kids. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to cook this food. I've been doing whatever. I had a hard day at work. I have to fall back. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can't force what I have to say on you because I have to give you that respect because you're not in a position to receive what I have to say.
And I'm with you on that, but I have to go back to presentation. If you tell me, listen.
You know, if you're in a mood where you upset and you bark a little bit, I'm gonna be like, whoa, I might not like it, but I'm gonna have to take into consideration this situation that you're in. I can't catch my feelings because you're upset right now. Because what am I gonna do? What? Good, argue back? Now we have a problem. Yeah. Somebody's got to have the control and self of mind to say, maybe this isn't the right time. And that's what I'm trying to say. One of the people has to mediate this thing so we can both get our communication across effectively.
I agree.
But then I have to piggyback on what Jackie said, and the question that she said was, well, how much time?
It is
because it is listen, Mr. Sensational, it is a matter of time because a woman who will kowtow and will wait until you go take a shower, wash your ass, whatever, she's going to be sitting there waiting and looking at her watch or looking at the clock, saying, I wonder how long is he going to have me sitting here knowing that there's an issue that I need to discuss. I've allowed him to eat. I've allowed him to wash his ass. I even allowed him to have a beer. Now, all of a sudden now, I need to get this off my chest, and you still making me wait.
And you know what?
That is not fair.
And said, you know what? I lost my damn job today. we're about to get the lights turned on. There's a couple of things that I come in and want to tell her, and she's not ready to receive it.
Okay. What if?
It's
What
like
if?
if
If you?
it's not going to be something that's going to, the house is going to burn up in the next 10 minutes, then I can wait 10 minutes. I might not like it, but I can wait because there's no point.
So what are the things that you won't have a conversation on?
That I won't have a conversation.
Like if you came in the door and she wants to talk, what is it that you make the decision?
That you won't have a conversation on. It's a fact of just be prepared to listen.
Okay,
not all the time. Everybody's prepared to listen.
Okay,
that's the whole point. Y'all missing the point. You have to be prepared to listen to what the other person says.
Yeah, and I think
as soon as you come in the door, you got to be
missing,
prepared to listen,
well,
right?
I
Be prepared
think that,
at a mutual time for both of them. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 2 minutes. I don't know what it is. It's however your day was and however her day was, and when y'all can come together at that point and say, let's talk. I don't know what happened in her day when I was gone. I don't know what she went through. She might have some things that is definitely important. I don't know that. But I have to at least be in a position to say, all right, I'm going to give you my full attention. I'm not going to be sitting on the phone. I'm not going to be entertaining calls or watching the game. I have to be like, all right, let me sit down.
But do you agree? But do you agree that certain things are not to the point where you need to have that you need to go take a shower and sit down or wash your ass or whatever?
Let's talk about when are you
because
ready
listen,
to receive.
I'm the kind of person that if I come in the door and she said we need to talk, yeah, she said we need to talk, I'm gonna say, okay, what is it about?
So you
for all we know, she could say.
So you're making a judgment call.
No. For all we know, she may say, "Go."
Wrap it up, Miss J.
Yeah, I gotta wrap it up.
Well, okay. So let me. You got okay. Let me tell you what Alexandra said. Alexandra said, "My husband and I had to learn how to talk to each other. We used not to be able. We used to not be able to communicate. We used not to be able to communicate and scream. Now,
come on,
communicate very well." She said, "Remember, it's not the way you say something; it's the way people perceive it."
Exactly,
yes.
And
and that's completely dependent on your mood at the time. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
so,
she says, "What's good for the goose is good for the gander."
I'm gonna wrap it up because we're over our time, and I want to thank Instagram, all of you all that tuned in. Thanks again. Next Monday we'll have Omar Terrell in the station. He's up and coming comedian. So he'll be joining us with, I'm not sure what our topic will be. And then on August 28th, we'll be at Corinthians from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the patio. This was definitely a hot topic. As you can see, we kind of get a little passionate about what we're talking about. We go off, but it's all good, being able to hear everybody's opinion. So join us next Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on www.streetlegalradio.com, YouTube channel Queen Jackie A, The Intimacy Chronicles. I will also be streaming live from Instagram, Queen_Jackie A, and join our Facebook group, The Intimacy Chronicles. Have a great night, folks, and thanks again for joining us.
Everyone have a good night. Thanks for joining. Deuce.
All right. We are off. That was fun.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. See, that's why we need you in here.
Start some shit.
Yes, exactly.